Hello students. So today we will be discussing the double displacement reactions in detail with examples. So let's understand the activity 1.10. This will be depicting a double displacement reaction, right? So what we are doing, we are taking about 3 ml of sodium sulfate solution in a test tube. Okay, एक test tube में आपने 3 ml sodium sulfate लिया है. This is a test tube representing this. In another test tube, we are taking 3 ml of barium chloride solution. तो इसमें हमने barium chloride लिया है. Now we are mixing the two solutions. तो आप एक ही test tube में इसको mix कर दो, right? Now we have to observe कि हम क्या observe करते हैं. Let's see this reaction. हमने क्या क्या mix किया है? Sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate is Na2SO4 aqueous. और क्या add किया है? Barium chloride BaCl2. This is also aqueous. So what we are observing in the product side, what we are getting, this Ba and Na, these are getting exchanged. So we get BaSO4 and NaCl, right? So barium sulfate and sodium chloride is obtained. So we observe a white substance which is insoluble in water. This is formed. This insoluble substance formed is known as a precipitate. Precipitate, as you know, anything you are getting like which is not solvable in the soluble substance, it is insoluble one, so it is a precipitate. So any reaction that produces a precipitate, that is called a precipitation reaction also, right? Now let's see what is actually happening as like two elements are getting exchanged. That's why this is referred to as double displacement reaction. So we can say barium is displacing sodium and sodium is replacing barium. तो दो basically displacements हुई है ना इसमें, तो we call it double displacement reaction. Now, why this happens? Let's try to understand. The white precipitate of BaSO4 is formed by the reaction of SO42 minus and Pa2 plus. तो जो white precipitate आपको insoluble उसमें मिला है, that is nothing but BaSO4, barium sulfate. Other product which is formed, sodium chloride, it also remains in the solution. Okay. So such reactions in which there is an exchange of ions between the reactants are called double displacement reactions. Ions आपको पता ही है क्या होते हैं. These are ions Ba2 plus, like they are having charge, positive or negative charge on them. Right? Now let's understand one more activity. हमने previous lectures में activity 1.2 study की थी. If you have not watched that, please watch the previous lectures also. So we mixed the solutions of lead nitrate and potassium iodide there. Okay. So all these questions we have to answer are related to that. So in exams you may get any question like this, like we mix solutions of lead nitrate and potassium iodide, and these three questions can be asked from you. So we have to write the color of the precipitate, name of the compound which is precipitated, balanced chemical equation, and identify whether it is double displacement or not, right? So let's try to understand this. So basically when the solutions of lead nitrate and potassium iodide are mixed, तो आपको एक yellow precipitate मिलता है. Just remember this. Like a yellow precipitate will be formed. And what is that yellow precipitate? It is lead iodide, PbI2. Fine. If we want to write the equation for this, so we have lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole twice, aqueous, plus potassium iodide, Ki, aqueous. It gives PbI2, this precipitate, lead iodide, and KNO3. Fine. So in this reaction, you can see like Pb is displacing K and K is displacing Pb. Right? That's why Pb reacts with I and K reacts with NO3. Okay, so we had to detect whether it is double displacement or not. So yes, this reaction is a double displacement reaction. Because in this particular reaction, the cations and anions of two different compounds are switching the places. What does this mean? So ions, you understand, the charged atoms, right? And cations are basically your positive ones and anions are negative ones. So from this particular part, you are getting Pb2 plus, okay? And from here you get I minus. So this Pb2 plus reacts with I minus. So two I minus are needed. it gives PbI2. Similarly, we get K plus from here and NO3 minus from here. So these also react to give you KNO3. So this is a balanced chemical reaction for this particular case. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope the concept of double displacement reactions is clear now. So please practice writing these equations. इन्हें कभी भी आप जिसे वीडियो में वॉच करते हो या बुक में रीड करते हो, that is not going to make a difference. You have to write and practice. जितना आप equations को लिख के practice करोगे, उतना ही आपका score बढ़ेगा. Right? So always keep on practicing. Keep a paper and pen with you. Make a notebook and always make notes of these things. Reactions को आप लिख के ही practice करो. ठीक है? In the coming lectures हम next type of reactions देखेंगे. They are basically redox reactions. Thank you.